Holy fuck. The Walking Dead tonight.
Well, first of all, welcome back, everyone. The Walking Dead has returned. They've graced us with their presence. The very short period of time where we're without it is possibly the worst. I mean, now that we have Fear the Walking Dead as well, which is going to fill the gaps between the seasons.
Slightly. Not completely, but slightly.
But, I mean, what it looks like it's going to be The Walking Dead, then Fear the Walking Dead, 2-month break. The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, 2-month break. I mean, that's how it looks like they're going to start rotating. So, it'll be great. But, holy shit, what a way to kick off the episode. Now, before we get started, new episodes of the podcast, of course, every Thursday. Make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com while you're at DirtyShoreUnderground.com. And listen, you know, you have to do a little shopping. We just passed Valentine's Day. If you didn't get your honey something for Valentine's Day, you better get on it now. The best place to go for that is Amazon.
Wouldn't it be late? Too late?
It's going to be a little late, but better late than never.
Use your taxes.
Use your tax. You got tax money coming back. You need to buy some stuff. Go to Amazon. Instead of going directly to Amazon, go to DirtyShoreUnderground.com. Click through the Amazon tab right there on any of our posts or on the main page. And click through to Amazon. Use it just like you normally do. We don't get access to any of your information. We don't know what you buy. We don't know anything. But because we sent you there, Amazon gives us a little kickback, and it helps us produce this podcast and give it to you for free. So, make sure you're also following at DirtyShoreUG on Twitter, at Instagram, and Facebook. We sent out the links to the live stream, which is up now, clearly.
Yes.
And youtube.com/c/DirtyShoreUG-OTA is where you can find it. Make comments in the comments section. You can become part of the podcast and join us here. So, we are going to be talking about The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 7, right? 7? No, 9. That's right. Episode 9. We're also going to talk about the previous season and all the previous seasons before that, and maybe Fear the Walking Dead. So if you've seen any of that, you want to stop right now. This is your spoiler alert right now.
Now here's the funny thing. Before we even really get into it, last week I posted something on Facebook, and I tagged you and Brandon in it.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what you said, but I responded, Rob's going to hit me Sunday night.
Well, and I don't remember what it was. See, that's a good thing about my problems is I can block shit out.
It was the end of the season with Glenn, but I've been saying that since the start of Season 6, so...
And I don't believe it. I won't believe that until I see it. What I do
You thought
believe,
Glenn was gone tonight.
I did.
So.
I did think Glenn was gone tonight. So, I mean, first of all, let's start from the top. Once again, we've proved that Rob is a motherfucking genius.
Hey, we were both right tonight, so high five on that one.
But I called the very first scene. Did I not?
I called the mom dying.
No, fuck, you just wanted her to die. You have, Nick. If Nick dies in this season of Fear the Walking Dead, you're going to be like, oh, I called it. No, you said from day one.
Those grandpa clothes do have to go.
Yes, he does have to get new clothes. But can we agree? Rob said, no. He took the wrong motherfucker back behind the truck. Daryl's going to stab him and kill everybody. Daryl stabbed him.
Although, in all fairness, we didn't know what was going to happen when we were left 2 months ago.
Right.
Because the guns were just pointed. And when it opened up, at first it looked like one of them was about to get shot because he pulled the guns back up. And then all of a sudden... And you didn't even see the RPG come out.
You don't actually see it. That's actually accurate, though, because you don't actually see it stream off. But all last season I said, ever since Abram picked the damn thing up, I was like, let's use it. Let's use the RPG. And they did twice this episode. So you gotta love that. That they used the RPG twice.
You finally got your explosions.
I did. And Santos, thank you for joining us. As always, we have people in the comments section. Make sure you go to youtube.com/c/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. And you can become part of the conversation as well. So, yes, 10 seconds into the real episode. Because the problem is also, it wasn't 10 seconds. It was 2 minutes in. Because they started out with the last 15 seconds of last season.
Yeah, because they were in the middle of the street and we're like, how the fuck did they get that far out?
Yeah. Well, no, not that. I'm talking about the truck off the side of the road. Because that's where we started. At the truck, they play back the your shit belongs to Negan. And then, hey, I'm gonna shoot you. Just kidding. Haha.
Not really. And then the explosion.
Yes. My question is, where the fuck was he keeping the RPG?
For eye candy, we should have seen that stream of smoke.
No, there is no smoke. That's the thing. A real RPG
but
doesn't
still,
shoot smoke.
for eye candy, for a TV
okay.
series,
Maybe
it would have been more pleasing to the eye just to see it.
Except for when Rob's like, yeah, he's gonna kill all of them. Boom! And I'm right. That's the best part. So from there we go back to Alexandria.
You know, that's totally screwed up my theory about Norman Reedus filming Boondock Saints 3 over the next month.
Listen, they're on break. They're on break, and he shot. You can shoot a movie in, like 6 weeks, so he could totally be doing it. You never know.
Deadpool was done in 6 weeks.
Yeah. So, again, I will say, as I've said in seasons past, if Daryl dies, we riot. I don't think you have any worry about Daryl actually dying. Although, as we talked about last week, they're going to have to tie up some of these loose ends. This is the season. This is the part where they're going to do it. They didn't do it tonight. The only people we lost were people that were ancillary to our central group anyway. But they are going to have some loose ends that they're going to have to clear up. You alright there?
Yep.
Alright.
So the shit was dripping down to my throat.
So, we go from the truck back to Alexandria. And how is it, if you make a fucking noise at the wrong time, the zombies will find you? These bitches are walking through the crowd whispering to each other like nobody's going to notice that they're whispering to each other.
Which doesn't happen in the comics.
No, and he calls out Mom, and you said after we've seen it now, he calls out Mom in the comics, and that's when the shit goes crazy.
Right in the porch, and
right.
It happened right on the porch.
And clearly that does not, they were walking further through the crowd.
They were out in like the field when
Yeah.
he fucking got not bit by one zombie but two zombies because he took one right to the fucking shoulder and the other one was right to the
skull of the head. Ugh.
Like it's almost as if they were strategizing, like the zombies strategized and were like, that's how we're gonna get them.
We're gonna get them all at once. And again, they I mean, I love the production value. They bring up the music, they bring down the vocals, so you can't really hear what he's saying. He's just kind of like talking. But he's been talking the whole fucking walk. Why all of a sudden is he drawing attention?
Because he freaked out and started like crying and yelling.
Well, and see, that's the thing I don't like about the volume, because we don't know if he was yelling. Like, I get that he's making the faces, but was she yelling? I assume she was yelling too, yes. But we don't know, because the volume was down. So, he's a little bitch. I'm glad Sam's gone. Listen, the actor who played Sam, they brought him on the Talking Dead, and he did his little thing, and he's cute, and he's like he goes antiquing, and good for him. That's always cute. But I don't get the but as a character, Sam is a little bitch, and I'm glad he's gone. He was a liability. They should have sent him with Father Gabriel to begin with, but they didn't. So here we are. And what happens? We lose him. We lose Son of Porch Dick, and he can go fuck himself. Ron, although, as you said, it's fulfilling what happened.
The comics.
But that happened at a different place in the comics.
It happened slightly sooner.
Right, yeah.
Not a whole lot sooner, but it happened a little bit sooner in the comics.
So, we're catching up on that. We're bringing that back to where the comics were.
That, to me, is Greg Nicotero watching what everybody says and all the comic book fans predicting it.
Yeah.
While they've already had the script going, and it's like, oh, okay, we'll still do this, but let's just transfer it one episode out, or, a couple scenes out, make it different, not on the porch, or... Because...
make them think it's not going to happen.
In the comics, Carl was shot before the whole them coming out in the meat tents.
Right.
As we've been calling it.
And I was going to say, I just went to check to see if she'd updated, and Alexandra Breckenridge, the biggest loss from this episode. Jesse was a light in the darkness. Anthony, thank you for joining us in the comments section in the chat room for the podcast. Again, youtube.com/c/Dirtyshore UG-OTA. Make sure you join us. You can become part of the podcast. Any questions, any thoughts, please feel free to comment. We'd be happy to bring them up. But Jesse was a light in the darkness that is this world.
You know what's funny? In the comics, Rick hit that before she died.
And Rick should have hit that before she died, but, porch dick and all that. But so the last thing she posted was 5 hours ago. It's her in the meat tent.
I think Poncho is better.
It's a meat tent. It's a meat tent.
It's Poncho.
It's got like guts and meat and blood all over it.
Harry had a few other good ones, but he's not
Yeah.
here tonight because he has to work.
So I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you, Alexandra.
Which is funny because that's the name of the town.
No, Alexandria.
Close enough.
Alexandra Breckenridge.
It is close enough.
I don't really know how to deal with the emotions that I'm having, but no, I totally would miss you. So now we have the lady who's pregnant in real life but not on the show. The lady who's pregnant in the show but not in real
She had
life.
the baby right before they started filming again.
Oh, good. So she's not going to be pregnant next season. So
She wasn't
I shouldn't
pregnant
say good.
during
That's
this.
fucking horrible. That's a horrible thing to say. I know. But no, so I'm just saying that like Jessie was for me, Jessie was like the girl that I would go after if I was in that situation. So now I don't know who we have left because things are kind of up in the air about who's fucking who and people are pregnant and it's all weird. But I also think that there was. That for Rick, she was a stabilizing agent. I think we saw that too, like the starkness of the like picturing her, and then like the axe to the hand, the axe to the hand, the axe to the hand, and all that stuff. So, for everybody who was following on Periscope, at Robert and Cheek on Periscope, obviously we do commercial updates in between. I have a question of a doctor, and I think if there's a doctor out there, you should join us. How the fuck does one get the injury that Carl got in that gunshot from Ron? It seems improbable to me. What?
Without any brain damage.
You there?
Right.
Yeah.
You able to talk?
Yeah.
All right. Brandon is joining us. Friend of the show, Brandon Towers. Everybody, how's it going, Brandon?
All right, how's it going?
Good. Any thoughts? Ooh.
I called everything that was gonna happen tonight.
Okay.
He legitimately called it shot for what would happen tonight.
But you've read ahead in the comics, right?
Yes, but it didn't play out the way the comics did.
Okay. So, what do you? I mean, other than calling it, what do you have? What thoughts do you have about everything that's going on?
I'm glad to see that Father Gabriel was going to step up and maybe be a productive member.
Right.
Yet again, we see Rick losing another love interest.
Yes. The commonality throughout.
Yep. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for the phone call.
See, that's
well, I
what
had to throw
happens.
it out there because I tried to text you and you didn't read the text message, so.
Yeah.
Well, so without giving away what happens in the comics, because I punch people in the faces over spoilers. I hate that to do that to you. What do you think? What do you think's happening next? Because obviously we're trying to align the comic, I think, a little bit, but not entirely. So.
Yeah. Well, the group's gonna try to, rebuild.
Right.
And start afresh. And now Rick's gonna have to be leader because Deanna's gone.
Right. And they kind of cycle between being somewhere and being on the road. And I thought for sure they were headed back out on the road after the wall came down.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think it looks like they're going to stay now.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna stay. They're gonna try to make this work. Rick was saying that Carl in the bed. I can't remember exactly what he said now, but something about making a life.
Right. I don't want to show you this. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rick's gonna try his damnedest to make this community work the best of his ability.
Well, I think it definitely helps that we saw some people nut up who have not been nutting up all along.
Absolutely.
Hardwick said somebody different than what we were saying too.
Oh, sorry, what was that, Brandon?
They seen Rick fighting and everybody just started running out there. It's time to do our part.
Right. Now, and so I don't know if you were watching Talking Dead. Hardwick pointed out that Morgan had a switch. I don't think that he did. His big point was about killing humans. He refused to kill humans. Mm-hmm. And so going apeshit on the zombies is what he does. He's fine with that. But we saw, And two really great speeches, I think. The writing in this was fantastic, with Father Gabriel saying, listen, we've prayed, and God has answered. We are our saviors. And did anybody notice anyone else come out of the church with him?
No.
I did not.
Yeah.
Nobody came out.
So I think that as inspiring as it was to the viewer, I guess it didn't inspire anybody in the church to actually do anything.
But we don't know if they came out after.
Right.
And, like, just followed it. Because there was a whole group of people that were killing zombies and on, you know, rage kill status.
And then probably the biggest surprise of them all, because, I mean, Father Gabriel we met more recently, and I don't want to say it's excusable, but I think the fact that he is a priest, you might not think of him as the most, the most violent of people. So,
Exactly.
but when Eugene, who has been on the road with everybody this entire time, also decides to nut up, I think that is a big deal.
Absolutely.
And that was the one person that Hardwick didn't mention.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big new thing for Eugene. I think there's going to be some. I think there's actually a good chance of an entire episode dedicated to Eugene alone now.
Taking on a different role in the group.
Yes.
Well, and I guess
They tried to train him earlier in the season and to be the better person, and he didn't want to do it. Now he's seen it has to be done now.
Now here's a question. Are we going to end up seeing a scene where he shaves his head, cuts his hair, or does something along those lines? Anybody think that that's coming?
Rock on the mullet.
Hair game on point. Or hair game on fleek.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, I agree with you. I think that this today made him much more dynamic than he's been before. Where he's not just...
Absolutely. Not the little coward that he has been.
Right. So, I almost see like a Rocky montage of him being like, I'm going to get back, I'm going to train, show me what to do, I'm not afraid anymore.
Although we can't forget the fact that he tried to step up when Homer got shot.
Yeah, but, I mean...
He tried, but he didn't have the strength to do it, but he did try.
Well,
He tried to stop the guy from leaving.
But I think that's a different situation because it was...
He wanted to hit that.
Yeah. But, I mean, we saw changes in that. I think that So, the other thing that we've seen happen over the course of 6 seasons now is our core group continues to expand and then contract and expand and contract. And they get to the farm, and it's Herschel and his family, and then our guys, and then some people die, something happens, then they come together, and now our group is different. And I think that this is that moment where there is no more Alexandrians and our guys. It's everybody's together again now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which means I'm going to have to start learning some fucking characters' names, because I don't know half the people in that crowd.
Here's one thing. Does anybody else...
The glasses and the dreadlocks, I have a feeling he's going to become somebody very important.
Right, and I mean, I realized, I think for the first time today, this episode, that he's probably going to take on a bigger role, and I should probably learn what his name is, because I have no idea.
Yeah.
But there's the history of it goes straight bad news bears as soon as they settle down and get a big group. Like, they do statistically way better when they're just on the road in their like little gypsy bandwagon.
But keep in mind though that some of the people we think of now as core members, like Maggie,
Right.
weren't there at the beginning, and so this guy may become important because the group goes on the road and other people die, and now he's a core member of the group moving forward. So I should really not be able to call him this guy. I should probably learn his fucking name.
We'll figure it out by season 7.
Yeah, we'll figure it out by the end of the season, hopefully. So, what were you saying? You were saying something else. Don't remember now.
I got distracted.
So, any other thoughts from this episode, Brandon?
Definitely a rock solid episode, and like Chad Warwick said, it had everything in it, with the exception of us losing a big important person.
Right.
This episode literally had everything that we've been waiting for in it.
And there was the risk of losing someone for most of the episode.
Well, for Rob, we lost a really important person.
Well, we lost some eye candy. I don't think that she was important to the story, but I think she was motivated. And here's the thing: her death motivates Rick more than her being alive. But
Yeah.
she's gorgeous, and I like seeing her in things, and now I'm not going to get to see her every week, so it's a problem. But I mean, like, the for fuck's sake, Glenn, stop putting yourself in bad situations. Like,
Absolutely.
getting cornered by everybody and then getting saved. But I mean, it seemed like all throughout there was risk of major characters getting into situations.
There was the take your breath away. Like, did Glenn really survive the little dumpster incident for him to go down this way?
Right, right. Well, but almost fitting though, because saving Maggie or trying to save Maggie. But then he gets saved too. But I mean, Maggie's on top of the shaky thing, and is it going to fall down? Are we going to lose her? Are they going to get to her in time?
Well, and going back to the sound thing, when what's her face shoots off the gun, and that doesn't draw.
When Carol,
yeah.
Carol. So yeah, and again, did you hear Carol's gun go off?
No.
When she shoots the wolf, Brandon, did you hear
Yes, I did.
Okay, was there a gunshot?
Yes.
Or we must have missed it. I don't know how that happened, but I missed it.
It sounded like a silenced gun, and there was no silencer on the gun.
Sorry, what was that, Brandon?
I had a lot of glitching problems with my DirecTV night myself. Like, they'd go to say something, and there'd be a blur there.
Right.
So that might have happened to you guys too.
Maybe. And I was gonna say, but I thought it did sound like a silenced shot,
Yeah,
even though
that's
she didn't have a
what I heard.
silencer. But
And, you know, I don't know if anybody else noticed there in that scene, the wolf. I don't know his name.
the wolf.
He sacrificed himself so she
Yep.
could get away.
Well, and I mean, I guess it's the big question that remains unanswered is, did he really sacrifice himself, or was he thinking, we need a doctor, so I got to get this girl back to my group? Or did he like her? I know that suggestion was made on Talking Dead, and I think that's part of it too. Maybe he liked her.
Right when they were sitting against that brick wall, it looked like he wanted to hit that.
Yeah. The actor's name is Heath.
No. The character is Heath.
Oh, really?
His real name is Corey Hawkins.
And he's Australian, apparently. So. Well, yeah, so
So he probably knows the Wolverine.
But all throughout, I think that all the fight scenes, I was on edge the entire time about a random mouth coming down on an arm or the neck or so. I mean, I love those episodes where it could happen at any time and you're just waiting for it with dread. So
I gotta ask Brandon.
Definitely one of these episodes is tonight.
I gotta ask Brandon this, even though we already passed this. What'd you think when Sam took that double shot?
It's happening. I started kicking Brittany. I said, it's happening.
Were you legitimately kicking her?
Well, no, she was laying next to me, and I was kind of nudging her with my foot.
watch, pay attention, now.
I mean, he took it to the neck and the fucking skull at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Well, and
it going that far when I.
That was brutal for a kid's death on Walking Dead.
Ow.
well, so
I think people were wanting to watch him die, though.
yeah, and I mean the great thing I love about this show is I think they really knew people did not like Sam. They wanted a brutal death for Sam. They wanted a brutal death for Ron, and they gave it to us.
Even in Memoriam, they
Yeah.
said.
I still want to watch Judith die.
No, man, no Judith, no babies.
She's not in the
Please.
comics. She needs to die.
They give the brutal deaths to the people they don't like. The guy that everybody hates Chris. Okay, I can't
Yeah.
remember his name.
Noah.
Noah, he didn't deserve that brutal death. They ripped his face open like that.
They made him really likable and then killed him off.
Well, but see, what they were doing though, they were setting up that hatred between Glenn and Nicholas, because it's Nicholas's fault.
Yeah.
So I mean, he didn't deserve it, but it set up that, and I guess Nicholas got out of it too, because he didn't end up getting killed. He killed himself.
Like an
So,
asshole.
and then trapped Glenn under a damn dumpster for weeks, for fucking 6 episodes. But so where would you rank this, Brandon? Where would you rank this episode amongst all of them that we've had thus far?
So far out of the 5 5 seasons we're at, or 6 seasons we're at now, this one's definitely in my top 3 favorite episodes.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, just without even losing a major character, because those ones stick in your mind, but this was an insanely good episode, just all told.
Yeah, absolutely.
It had that feel of like a video game where you just want to wander onto the crowd and just start hacking away. And then to come back, a lot of times what they don't do is they don't come back to the aftermath. Like when there is the big fight at the farm, when there's a big fight at the jail, we see it from a distance, it's burning, but we don't get the aftermath. The camera pans the street, it just shows the carnage. And I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, because it was them saying we're taking control of the town. That's why they did it.
Yeah.
Whereas before they were like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Now this is the first time Brandon's partaking in a Walking Dead review. Brandon, can we get your season 6 predictions for the end of the season?
Not spoilers. Don't talk about the damn comics.
He ain't gonna
I'll
tell
come
you
over
anything I haven't already said, so.
We're finally gonna get to meet Negan.
Right.
That's happening.
Do you think that happens before the last episode or before?
I do believe that's gonna happen in the very last episode.
Okay.
Do you think Glenn's gonna die in the final episode?
Cast member died from season 1. I have a feeling of that.
Okay.
Other than that, it's still up in the air because, I read the books, but they're not following the books to the T, so...
Right. Yeah.
Like
Kenny-
Daryl's a major character.
Right. Daryl exists. Carol exists. Andrea doesn't exist.
Carol was in the comics.
Yeah, but she doesn't play
and
the
it's
role
like
that she
I told
plays.
Kenny from last season, we've seen some foreshadowing with Glenn.
Right. Well, and Kenny's convinced it's going to be last episode of the season, Negan and Glenn. But I think we see him before that, and I'm not saying that it can't go the way that the comics go, but I think that they're not going to wait till the last episode to bring out Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's going to be there for the first few or the last few.
Yeah. I'm interested. Okay, this is getting into the comic part. My interest is how are they going to tone him down so much from the comics?
Well, I don't know that they will, because I mean they could certainly run him just as crazy as he is there.
True.
And just tone down, I suppose, the violence some.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what they've done before is they've told stories without showing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they said this thing happened without showing the thing that is so
They
disturbing.
turned down the governor a lot.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, there's like whispers of.
Completely redone the governor from what he was in the book.
Right.
Yeah, because Michonne castrated in the process of everything.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts from you for this episode, Brandon?
Definitely awesome episode. They did an awesome job with this one.
What's your wife think?
Say what?
What's your wife think?
She was biting nails throughout the entire episode,
So she don't have no nails left?
and she cried a couple times. So,
Why'd she cry?
'Cause she has a heart.
Carl's one of her big ones.
Yeah.
Carl ain't going nowhere.
No, I told her that.
He gonna rock an eye patch, fucking Jack Sparrow style.
And Glenn died again. That got to her.
Right.
She was really over there clenching over that one.
Are you quoting Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes,
You do realize he doesn't wear an eye patch. in
he
that,
did
right?
for a minute in one of the fucking movies.
We've reached the magic place now. I don't know. Just so
No,
everybody knows,
this is
frequent viewers
No.
of the podcast will know that Kenny has a magic place.
No,
and there we
because-
have reached the magic place.
because
And I
the-
called
hold on.
it.
No,
I
hold on.
fucking called
you
it.
called me passing the magic place, but the Pirates of the Caribbean thing is a
Yeah.
joke between me and Brandon that's been going on for 3 or 4 years now.
I don't think Brandon got the joke.
Brandon.
No, I must have missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you understand now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You better, or I'm going to text you jars of dirt later.
All right, well,
Kind of sneak peek.
Well, thank you for joining us by phone. We'll have to have you out here one time so you can come out and actually get in on camera with everything with us.
I've been trying to get them to come join us for a while.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to say goodbye, and then we're going to wrap up the episode, all right?
All right, man. Sounds good, guys.
All right, take care.
See you, Brian.
All right, you do the same.
All right, bye.
See ya.
All right, so Brandon Towers, friend of the show, came out, for those of you who are regular viewers, he came out for one of the second Vapecast, I think.
First vape.
First Vapecast. So if you want to go back, I think that was something like episode 11 or 12.
Somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, you'll find him there. So
We've done a lot, surprisingly.
yeah, we're up to like 25. This will be 25 this week, I think. So lots of weeks, lots of episodes. Plus the bonus episodes aren't numbered in between. So I mean, we're probably up to 40 or so. But any final thoughts about the episode? Shit got crazy. I second that. I think that this is one of the best episodes ever of this show.
This is one where we always hear something from a cast member prior to either a season premiere or mid-season premiere.
Right.
Like last year, or Norman Reedus was saying, second half season, off the wall, hold your shit because you're going to be crying by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I think this is the one where people are starting to hit that fucking point where it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah. When everybody's back, so all of the loose ends have been tied up now. The crew, the driving crew is back with the truck. I don't think they probably used all the gas, so we have some of the gas left, and we have some of the RPGs left, and they're back. Glenn and Maggie are back. I don't think that have they yet had a chance to, like, touch each other? I don't think that they've actually been together yet. Except for, I suppose, right there at the end. Because everybody's at the house. So I guess they're together there. But we haven't seen them have, like, a moment of, like, oh my god, you're safe.
See, for me, Carl's done been shot in the eye. There's no electricity. They don't have...
No, there is electricity.
But they don't have the medical equipment with all the little readers and all the shit. They can't do X-rays and see if he's actually gonna fucking make it or not.
Yes.
Because in a zombie apocalypse, if he's been shot in the eye, they might as well just.
Well, in this world, the world that we live in, he would be dead. There's no way you can fix a hole in someone's head with what they have.
Why even try? You're wasting resources at that point.
In the TV world, who knows? Maybe they'll be able to save him. But
they will save him.
But I mean, just everything that happened this episode. Everybody's back. I'm trying to think. So even what's her name? The little girl. Shoot. Ivy, Edith. She's back. So she's
the Ninja Turtle eater.
Yes. She's back.
Just survive somehow.
So I'm just trying. Is there anybody who's still outside the walls? I think everybody is back inside the walls now. So they're all back together. Yeah. So
not back, but they're all inside the walls.
Inside the walls, yeah. So the next few weeks, and this is our next episode is going to be slow, and it's probably not going to be like this. There will have its moments. I mean, in the preview they showed one of the moments. I don't think that's going to be what it looks like exactly, but we're going to see a lot of rebuilding, getting back to it.
And that's what they do to us.
Yeah, that's it. It's always what they do. So
we'll get like a little backslide, and we'll probably see at some point them moving from the porch to where we seen them tonight.
Yeah,
and they said, "Why the fuck did they get that so far?"
And then it'll come back, and we'll see later. So, any thoughts?
I kind of hope for a boring episode to like wrap up the loose ends, talk, kind of a debrief of like the fuck just happened.
Right. Yeah.
Be a little helpful.
Well, I mean, it's the. Keep in mind, we are 4 days in timeline from the start of the season. Like
at most.
Yeah, I mean, it has felt like so long because it's stretched out and we have the break and it's the full season, the full half season. But we are 4 days from when we first saw them at the beginning of season 6.
The first half was a day and a half.
Yeah. So and I mean, was it only a day and a half? No, it could. Well, some of the flashbacks went back.
Because the last episode we seen Glenn coming out from the dumpster, which is the next day. So it was a day and then like a half a day.
Right, so I guess it was 2 days, and then we did flashback to a couple of weeks before that. So I guess it's been a couple of weeks with the flashbacks, but really in game time, that was the 4th night since the season started. The night where he sets fire on the lake. 4th night since the season started, which is weird when we have seasons that cover them driving and walking from Atlanta to Virginia. Like, in 6 episodes we do that.
They did that less than half a season, so.
Yeah, but then a whole season takes 4 days. Like, insane. But, Corinne, any thoughts?
No, I'm happy the person I said died.
She's so bitter. Why don't you like Jessie?
I just wanted her to die.
Why?
Just did.
Because I liked her?
No, I didn't even know you liked her.
Because you wish death on the things that I love? Yes, that's exactly right.
That means she's going to spend all of Fear the Walking Dead being sad that Nick doesn't die.
Yep.
Because I think it's been established that even though everybody hates him, he's going to end up being the main character.
He's going to be the Rick of that season.
Yeah.
So.
He ain't Rick, he's a bitch.
Well,
He's
Rick
a bitch, but he's gonna be the
like,
fucking
if we
Rick
break
of it.
down Rick as a human being, he's an asshole.
Yep.
So,
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
He's crazy. He's mean to people.
Because the world made him that way. You'd probably be the same way if you woke up in the middle of a fucking zombie apocalypse.
I'm that way, and I don't live in a zombie apocalypse. So, yeah.
he's
no.
raising somebody
You
else's
read his
kid.
book?
Yeah. So, yeah,
Which
so...
I'm still not gonna read that book.
Yeah,
I don't need
Wait
to
for the
hear
audio
about your sex
version.
life.
we need to do a fucking audio version. I gotta get on that, but...
Oh,
Alright, so...
I'm still waiting for the Black X one, which I think
I bought the book. It's on your tablet.
Which one?
Well, I don't want to read about his sex life because it's all kind of based around his sex life. We've established that.
Oh, Lord.
But we will try to get JC up here next week so we can talk about
His
Good
call.
luck with that.
his call,
Yeah.
which
Huh.
was interesting enough. Because you were on vacation when that happened.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to believe it when I showed you what he
No,
sent
I
me.
thought you guys were fucking with me. So, but yeah, so obviously this is a bonus episode of the podcast. New episode coming up this Thursday. We all saw Deadpool. Well, most of us saw Deadpool this week. So we do a review of Deadpool.
Fuck you, too.
So make sure you check that out. DirtyShoreUnderground.com. At DirtyShoreUG on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. ODAnthem.com. Check out the OD Anthem podcast. New episodes every Tuesday. Spotlight episodes Friday or Saturday. ODAnthem.com. At OD Anthem everywhere. You can find me at Robert N. Cheek on all your social networks. And RobertNCheek.com for everything that you have finding me. Where can people find you?
Flash Great on Twitter and Tamara Verheyen on Facebook and
links will
everywhere
be in
else.
the
Yeah.
links will be in the.
You just cut her off.
Well, no, because she's gonna try and
Because
spell it if you weren't
yeah,
gonna be able to
no,
pay
it's not worth
attention.
it.
So also obviously I neglected in our last episode, and I'm gonna have to apologize for that. But obviously we have been vaping all the way through the episode here. We always would like to say a big thank you to Oasis Vapor in Denton, who is a big sponsor and a big supporter of the show. So big thank you to Oasis Vapor. If you live in the local area here on the Mid Shore, Eastern Shore, Maryland, come make the drive down to Denton on 404. You want to take the exit for Denton Greensboro Road. You're going to see the McDonald's and the Burger King on your right-hand side. In between the two of them is a red building.
Wait a minute. McDonald's and Burger King on your right-hand side?
Yeah, from the highway.
Okay.
If you're
Don't step on my reeds.
I'll step on
So
whatever
as you
the
exit
fuck
the
I
right,
want to.
so look for the red building in the middle. That's where you're gonna find Oasis Vapor. It's 601 North 6th Street in Denton, Maryland. Oasis Vapor, whether you're not and you're using the vaporizer to quit smoking, or you're like Kenny and you are in the culture with all of these different nonsensical things sitting out here. And they can fit
These
your
are
needs
just
there.
juices.
And the different mods and the different everything you got
There's
going on
one
here.
mod.
I see a tank over there. Sorry. So the other thing is you can always come in there on weekends.
This is your tank. I don't know what you're talking about.
You will find Kenny there,
I don't have issues.
and you can come in and say hi to Kenny. At Oasis Vapor on weekends.
How weird is that to say? We're so used to saying Harry.
I know, but Kenny's there now, so
But
you can come
you
say
can
hi to
still
Kenny.
see Harry on the weekend sometimes. He comes in.
He does come into the shop.
He helped me out Saturday. I was
Right.
during my busy moment Saturday. He built a cool build. Actually, it was for that one up there that a friend of mine was going to buy, but his check didn't clear. So.
Yeah. Well, so make sure you come in and check out Oasis Vapor. They carry all your standard stuff, and there's hands-on treatment there that you just can't beat. And as always, a big thank you to Nate and everybody down at Oasis for supporting the podcast. So,
Vapetronics people come there too.
so you don't say the name because then you're giving free advertising.
Doesn't matter because the owners of Vapetronics come into our shop to buy shit.
Oh, there you go. So this has been a bonus episode of the Dirtyshore Underground. Make sure you check out DirtyshoreUnderground.com for all updates and all the new episodes. Make sure you check out the new episode on Thursday, and the bonus episodes will be back for the next 12 weeks in a row.
It'll probably go. Have they established how many they're doing before the break?
No, I think that they're gonna do a couple and then take a break and then do a couple.
Like they did with the
yeah.
They did what? It was 3 episodes and they
Couple
took a
weeks
week off.
and then a couple So, but for at least the next 10 weeks in a row, you'll be able to have bonus episodes every Monday. Check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com as always, at DirtyShoreUG on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Other than that, have a great week, everybody. We will see you
got
on
one more thing before we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you're going to try to cut me off otherwise.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick.
Don't talk shit about Hardwick.
No, I'm not going to talk shit about him.
I'm trying to get on Nerdist so bad. I want to be on Nerdist
No,
so bad.
I feel like he needs to bring Oh the Anthem and the SUG to The Talking Dead for an episode.
I would be definitely down for
It
that.
would be so much fun.
So if you are a fan of Nerdist, if you know Chris Hardwick, if you know that they're looking for the best after show, make sure to let them know that this is the best review show on YouTube, or on television for that matter. Sorry, Chris. But make sure you let them know so they can bring us out there. I would love to meet them. I'd love to be on Nerdist. That's like my life dream come true. So, spread the word and let everybody know that they'll be able to find these review shows after every episode. As always, streaming live at youtube.com/c/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. And now is the time to get some sleep. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you on Thursday.
Good night, everyone.
My battery's already dying. Are you a professional at taking pictures of me?
Well, that one at the pub.
Fair enough.
Where then you posted some like